What is going on, everybody? I'm back again with another video, and today I'm back again in East Harlem, New York. You're good. And today I'm back again in East Harlem, New York. I filmed a video here during the pandemic, and I was wearing a face mask that time, so I feel like the quality wasn't good. But I'm back here again to check out the neighborhood to see any updates of what's going on. This is a nice neighborhood that has a lot of history. A lot of artists have come out for this neighborhood, like Tito Puente, Mark Anthony. So we're gonna walk around, to see what's going on. I'm by 125th, but I'm gonna start making my way towards the downtown area around 116th and 106th Street to see what's going on. I think there's a lot of, vibes from New York City that really represents New York City in this neighborhood. So without further ado, join me. Also, this neighborhood doesn't really get a good reputation, but I feel like any other neighborhood, there's good and bad. You just gotta use your common sense. But there's more good people, more good things happening here than the bad things. So let's check out to see what's going on. And then over here you can see gentrification is starting to make its way towards East Harlem with this new building that they're popping up. Then you got the brownstone buildings right here. And in the middle of the brownstone buildings, they're making new buildings. So they also call this neighborhood Spanish Harlem. And back in the days, there used to be a lot of Puerto Ricans. Lots of them move out, but they still maintain a Puerto Rican community happening around here. But little by little, more people from other Latin countries that's being here, mostly Mexicans, Dominicans, but it's still that Puerto Rican vibe. Like, you can appreciate the beautiful architecture we got going on here. And then you got new buildings over here. So I'm making it through Madison Street, Madison Avenue. This goes all the way Midtown, and the vibes are really different when you walk towards the Midtown area, but this makes it all the way up and uptown. There's a local park that is around here that I want to check it out. There's a couple of local parks in East Harlem. Some of them they pass even through the middle of the PJs, but we're gonna see what's going on. And I gotta tell you, it's another cold day, another windy day, but it wasn't as cold as when I was filming that Crown Heights video. Like today I can manage it a little bit more, but let's see how I feel after I finish filming this video. This is the iconic 125th Street, also called Martin Luther King Boulevard. And it gets nicer if you go further, because Harlem is pretty big and it's divided between different districts. They got Harlem, West Harlem, East Harlem, which is what I'm focusing today. But we're gonna see what's going on. This is mostly like the Spanish side of Harlem. There's a lot of diversity going on. Then it's served by the Metro North, which is to my left. And here I made it to the local park, Marcus Garvey Park. I think it's actually the first time I walk around this park, but I literally saw it in the map. Like I said, there's a couple of local parks here. Even one of the parks, I think it goes all the way towards East River. And then they got some views over there. I might make it over there, depending how I handle this cold weather. But as you can see, it's pretty standard, nothing crazy going on around here. But now let's walk more deep into the neighborhood. I want to pass by Park Avenue. The thing about Park Avenue over here is that it's served by a bus train, and it goes all the way to Grand Central, but there are some beautiful murals that you can look around the area, so let's check it out. And this is Park Avenue, and this is where they got the overpass where the Metro North Railroad passes by, and trains over here will take you all the way, to Westchester County, Connecticut. But then one of the major stops besides Grand Central is 125th, which is right here. I think it's gonna be a challenging day to film because it's really windy out here. So forgive me if the sound doesn't sound so great, but I'll do my best to film whatever I can today. Now I'm gonna show you the outside of another icon over here in this neighborhood, which is called La Marqueta. And a lot of good vibes, especially in the summer. Sometimes they host like music events. And then on the other side, they got kind of like a little market. Then you go inside, they got a couple of restaurants. There's a good Puerto Rican restaurant in the inside that I've been a couple of times. But yeah, the vibes are good. I'll show you from the outside. Then there used to be more over here, but they're renovating it. So it says temporary relocated La Placita. And over here they're doing reparations and stuff. So, this is cool. And right there ahead of me is La Marqueta. This is La Marqueta, which is like a market over here in East Harlem, one of the icons, and a lot of people that come in, they got some good food in the inside. Here you go. They're even filming something in the inside. That's cool. Nice. And then, of course, you got the PJs across the street. And I want to show you something ahead of me. So this is pretty interesting because they got the PJs. But then if you look across the street, new developments going on. So like I say, gentrification coming heavily all over New York City, especially here in Manhattan. And if you have, an easy subway commute, that's how developers come all over. So that's what's happening. And behind me, you see the Metro North passing by. Whoops, it passed. But now we're gonna hit 116th Street. It's also called Luis Muñoz Marin Boulevard. Because of him, that's when it started all that migration of Puerto Ricans here in the 1950s. And they mostly established here in East Harlem and in the Bronx too. But now let's go over there, because that's probably one of the busiest streets in East Harlem with a lot of restaurants, stores. They even have one of my favorite cuchi frito spots. I haven't been there in a minute, but we're gonna walk around there to see the vibes and see what's going on. So not sure how clear you can see it, but it says it there, 116 and Luis Muñoz Marin Boulevard. And this is 116 over here, East Harlem. Then if you go towards the other side, it turns into Little Africa. Now I'm at 116th Street, and I think because today is really cold, you don't see much people, but if you were to come in a nice day, it would be a lot of people out here. But I'm gonna show you the street view of what's going on over here. This is what you get like at Main Street, you know. They got street vendors selling stuff. It gets a little busier the more forward I walk. You'll see what's going on. You can literally get anything out here in Harlem. So of course you got barbershops right here. Tons of barbershops all over Harlem, but of course all over New York City, they got it. And there's a supermarket to my left called City Fresh Market. And you can see they're setting up the trees to sell them outside because holidays is coming up. Christmas is coming up next week. And then I think in the nighttime they decorate the neighborhood with the lights. Then over here on Lexington Avenue, going forward is where it's gonna get busier, heading on the way towards 2nd Avenue, Lexington 3rd and 2nd. Over here's where the 6th train stops. This is 116 between Lexington and 3rd. And like I said, because the weather, you know, it's really cold, you don't see it busy, but many times this will be jam-packed with vendors, unless they clean it up, because I haven't been here in a minute. And this is the famous cuchi frito at 116, where they sell fritters and everything right here. It has changed a lot, because back in the days, they used to have chairs over there, so I would go down, sit down and eat. But after the pandemic, you know, because they put the restriction of not eating indoors, they took away the chairs, and now it's just a takeoff spot. If you got like a Mexican joint, there's a lot of Mexicans that live here in that Barrio. Like I say, back in the day, it was Puerto Rican, but now they came over and they moved. So before I continue 116, I want to make it over here to 3rd Avenue, heading to the 120th Street. There's a couple activities going on here that I want to show you. But here we got, you know, street vendors who's selling everything like hygiene stuff, even pharmacy stuff, you know. And this is like a taco joint right here. And architecture, then at the end, you can see some tall apartment residential buildings, which are called Taino Towers. So, you know, Tainos, the indigenous tribe out in the Caribbean, especially in Puerto Rico. And then with the old buildings, you got a new development right here. Then I did a detour because I want to show you some of the old buildings that they got over here. It seems like they did some painting and renovations, and it looks pretty nice. Over here, you got beautiful street art, which you're gonna find it all over East Harlem. And then to my right, look at the beautiful apartment complex. Yeah, it seems like they're old, but it seems like they did a touch up and it looks nice. Then it says building for sale. That's how you know they're gonna buy it and make it more expensive. And just like any other neighborhood in New York, be aware of your surroundings, but you know, anywhere in the world, if you come here with the right mind and respect, you should be good. I've been here many times and I love it. And here you can't see it clearly, but a couple of Puerto Rican flags, you know. In the summertime before the Puerto Rican Day Festival, in the summertime before the Puerto Rican Day Parade, they do the street festival here in Harlem, and it takes all over this. And then it gets really packed. But here you see the flags that's going on. And then the crazy thing is, like, you see how little by little they're trying to change this area with developments all over here that's going on. And then it seems like they're trying to open restaurants right next to the street. There's something over here that looks pretty cool. But yeah, I can see, I mean, if I cross the street, I'll see like another development. So it seems like they're changing everything over here. So just like I said in my previous video that I filmed in Bed-Stuy and Crown Heights, little by little, you know, they develop the avenue and it causes the locals to push out and move somewhere else because it's really expensive. But yeah, that's how it is. I remember because I used to come over here and one of my friends, he used to live in Taino Towers, and he was telling me, you know, the price ranges of these apartments, how fast they're developing, and, you know, how the vibes are changing here quickly. And then in my opinion, like every year they do the Puerto Rican Day parade, But I prefer better the festival that they do out here. It's much better, you know, because you can walk around and they got, you know, food stalls, you can get food, even though the food is expensive, but I feel like the vibes are much better and more local. I gotta tell you, the first time that I came here, years ago, I think over 10 years ago, this was really different. Like I'm gonna say, it wasn't like the safest area, but now I'm walking around and I'm starting to see people that I know for a fact that they did not grow up over here. You still see the locals, but little by little you're seeing the change of demographics in this area over here and how they're developing a lot of buildings. And then here, wow, it's crazy how they're popping up all these buildings. There's even more next to Taino Towers. And then by the Dollar Tree, they got this new building over here that they pop up. We have developments all over here. Third Avenue, you know, Third Avenue goes all the way to Midtown Manhattan.
Like somebody could have said, oh, you're gonna be in there.
And then there's like a lot of empty lot over there, so it seems like they're gonna develop more buildings and stuff like that. So, but yeah, somebody just passed next to me. You could tell that she's probably one of those typical, my name is Maddie from Ohio and I wanna move to New York, something like that. But look at this, I'll tell you, this was not here. Look how they pop up all these high-rise buildings. So, I mean, it's Manhattan for you. Then at the end, those tall buildings, that's Taino Towers. And this is a nice condo that they pop up here. Wow, it's crazy. And they have the whole literally street level shut down. I guess it's like school buses and stuff they got. But this is what I came for. They even have a VIM store, which they had them all over New York City, and those are like department stores. And then look at the Taino Towers. I've been here a few times. I had a friend that used to live there. I'm not sure how's he doing now. But when they do the Puerto Rican festival, this place is really lit and it goes really packed even in the nighttime. They also got a couple of food spots in the first floor. Mostly Puerto Rican restaurant. Because the thing about New York, you know, little by little, it's like they're disappearing. You don't see, there are Puerto Rican restaurants, you just gotta know where to find. There is not as many. So I wish they would bring back more, you know. Then we have a street art here, says all power to the people, Harlem Unite. But I love this one right here, wow. 3 kids going to school and they got the kid in the middle with a Puerto Rican flag in his backpack, which really represents the neighborhood. So I wanted to record near the entrance of Taino Towers, but there's a guy playing music, so most likely a copyright. But in the first floor, they got a couple of business like deli and restaurant, just so you have an idea what's going on. But now let's make it towards 2nd Avenue. 2nd Avenue, make it back towards 116th Street to see what's going on over there. And this is all over East Harlem and all over New York, the PJs or housing projects. And like I said in my previous videos, a lot of, you know, famous people that come out of buildings like this. See, you know, and this is 2nd Avenue, so we're gonna start making it towards the other side, because I see like a lot of business going on. So here you can see an apartment with 2 PR flags, and then next to it, they're developing a new building, and then we got like an empty lot. So one of my observations of East Harlem is that in between all buildings and apartment and row houses like this, they got like a lot of empty lots. So I guess little by little, they're gonna start, you know, developing. And I also saw like new renderings or new plan to do an extension of the Q train. You know, it goes all the way to 96th Street, but they're gonna extend it to 100, I forgot what street is specific, by 2nd Avenue. Probably around here, so I saw like a rendering, they're gonna knock down like some old buildings just to make that new train station. That's actually pretty crazy. Then it's just crazy to me how they spend a lot of money in a long time just to build an extra train station, you know, while in other places in other countries, it doesn't cost that much and they build it like pretty quicker. So just explanation, you know, how to use the tax money out here in New York. 116 and not much happening in this suburb. You can see the nice architecture of the building, so maybe they can, you know, put more activities in the first floor just so you can see what's going on. And then ahead of me, they're grilling like jerk chicken out in the street. This is dope. Look at that. You'll see this all over, even in Brooklyn, mostly in Brooklyn, because they have a lot of West Indian people over there. You'll see them in the streets making food, you know. So it's really good. I haven't had that in a minute. So now I'm shortcutting from one of these houses, just Thomas Jefferson, and it would take me to another local park in the other side. I think they have like a little lake or something. So I'm gonna check it out from a distance. Hopefully it's not too windy over that alley. But then in between, you know, buildings like this, you get, you know, local parks for the community. Because it's cold, you don't see really much people out here. But the yard over here is well maintained. So they pick up all the leaves of the fall season, and then seems like they're trying to do something over here on this side. So this over here is First Avenue, and then to my left is Thomas Jefferson Park. And they got like a track field, a football field. I think it's my first time that I ever walk around this side over here. And based on the map, it seems like they got, I don't know if it's a pool, swimming pool over here. I'm gonna try to see if there's a way I can get in over here to see what's going on. And then of course to my right, the Thomas Jefferson houses. So some of the vibes out here in East Harlem. And you can see how nice it is. Wow, these people are brave to be playing in that cold weather. And there's some nice apartment complex in the background. Yeah, so it says Thomas Jefferson Pool. So this is actually a swimming pool that they got over here. So I guess in the summertime for the community over here, they open it up. Then the FDR highway is over there in the back. So I think there's like a little bridge that would take you to the other side. But because the weather's really cold out here today and windy, I don't think today's a good idea for me to walk around there. But you can see the swimming pool's right here, but you know, not open, it's an empty lot. And then the entrance to the park where people can do exercise and stuff like that. So you can see how the trees, the leaves, they literally came out. And then over here you see, this is the park right here. And then we stand on the track and field right here, as you can see. When I was a kid growing up back home, I used to love running in the track. But then I stopped doing it, but I figured if I would have kept doing it, I would have been good in the track field, you know. But here it is. It's not like the original size, but it's just a little something, I guess, for people to do some recreational activities like exercise and stuff. And then, of course, the football field, or like they call it in the States, the soccer field. But now let's keep making it back towards the neighborhood, East Harlem, to explore some other streets over there. And I want to show you an area where they got some street art and a little bit of history. And here we are back again, Thomas Jefferson to my right, and then over here, Mr. of Architecture of Apartment Complex. Old one versus the new one. Then they got a couple of new ones ahead with balcony and everything. So I think throughout the years, this neighborhood is really gonna change. You know, it's a neighborhood that really has a strong history, especially with the Latino, you know, most likely Puerto Rican community right here in New York. So this is interesting. Even here in the entrance of Thomas Jefferson, I don't know how clear you can see it, but there's a Puerto Rican flag, and they even have like a little yard. I guess the community, they made this out over here. This is really nice, and it tells you, you know, how people that live around here, they preserve their area, you know, how they come together to make a community look, you know, better. And I'm out here in 2nd Avenue, and a lot of traffic over here going on. One of the reasons why I don't like driving out here in New York City. You can see now the sunset, it falls down a little bit early, but then you see the traffic going on with apartments. And then one thing about East Harlem, not only they got, you know, like cool restaurants, but they got like delis all over that open up 24/7. And speaking about delis, the famous icon chopped cheese came out of here, of East Harlem. I forgot exactly where. I think it's somewhere near 2nd Avenue. But yeah, it was created out here in East Harlem, and then it's an icon out here in New York City. So I'm out here in 3rd Avenue. 3rd Avenue looks a little bit more developed than 2nd Avenue. I tell you, this cold weather is making me not even speak clearly. But you can see this is all over New York. Rainbow store. It's like a department store where they sell like cheap stuff. And there are some nice looking architecture with some business in the first floor. You can see the old buildings, but you can tell the one in the corner is renovated. And it made it look, you know, nice and presentable. We're not gonna make it towards this way and make it to 106th Street. And this way is a nice looking street. You can see the brownstone buildings, you know. They got a mall over there, and this seems like it's a community park. You can see the Mexican flag over here. And then at the other side is a Puerto Rican flag with Lares flag. A lot of people confuse this flag with the Dominican flag right here, but this is actually from the town of Lares, Puerto Rico. And we got Oscar right here, you know. He served over 30 years in jail, but he's like an icon to the Puerto Ricans. And then it's pretty nice how they're renovating the old buildings to keep it going, you know. And I can see Park Avenue ahead of me. And we got Lexington Avenue over here. As you guys know, it passes by Midtown. You can hear the 6th train passing above ground. or either the 4 and 5 train. The 4 and 5 train are express, this train is local, but this is a nice looking architecture we got going on over here. And then the summertime is really lit. Like people be out in the street, they be having their music, or even some people they be playing, you know, conga and playing out with the drums. So it's a really good vibe out here in the summertime. Then 106th Street has some really beautiful architecture that I'm gonna show you towards my left. You can see, look at this beautiful building out here. Reddish building. It's a church, I think. And then they got the decorations out there. That's pretty nice. Wow. I love the tunnel here in Park Avenue. The way how it looks, you know, pretty old and icon. Then I think across the street should be like a beautiful street art that I'm gonna show you guys in a bit. Wow, this is pretty dope here, like the tunnel and everything. It's pretty nice. And this is the street art over here that it says Harlem. Pretty nice icon, you know, street art. So this spot is called Graffiti Hall of Fame. And then there's a school, and then around the school is covered with art, and it's been around here for over 30 years. A community leader, Stingray, he created like this space here so people who are artists, and artists from all over the world, they come here and they craft their art and the graffiti over here. So even in the school, they got a street art right here, over here that's really cool. It got the flags, you know, diversity. I see Middle Eastern flags, and I see, of course, a Puerto Rican flag. So it brings like all the world out here together. So this is really genius what they did right here. And of course, Park Avenue, and then next to the PJs is brand new condos that they pop up over here. But yeah, I don't know how clear you can see it, but the art is literally surrounding the whole area. But this is a school right here. But then you can get this over here, which is pretty nice. So I think in the 1980s, this was created right here. So a lot of people, when they come to East Harlem, they come here and they shoot pictures with this mural right here. And then over here you can see clearly like how they paint up, you know, all the art. So this is pretty dope. Like I say, it's a school, so you can't really go on the inside, but you can see from the outside. And that's how it came out. There goes the Metro North. That's how it came out. A lot of schools in New York City, you know, they got street art, and then they created like this safe space for people to create and paint, you know, graffiti and the art over here legally. So that's pretty dope. They're right next to the PJs, you know. But this is where you feel the real New York vibe, you know. If you want to feel the real New York, come over here to Uptown or head to the Bronx, and it still maintains like that authentic vibe, community vibe where people look out for each other. Another cool thing and a great spot to do my grand finale is East Harlem also covers part of Central Park. And then in front of Central Park, they got two museums, you know, Museo El Barrio, and also they got the Museum of the City of New York. I've been inside a few times because in the summertime, sometimes they host, the wind. They host like block parties, and this is a really nice spot. But then ahead of me is Central Park. You know, here's like you just enter another world. This is still East Harlem, but look how nice the buildings are, of course, because we are literally by Central Park. And this is Central Park over here, the most famous park in New York City. And over here, I think it's some of the museums that they got happening over here. Yeah, this is a museum of El Barrio. I've never been inside, but I would love to go inside someday. And it seems like they did some renovations out here. Oh yeah, and Museo del Barrio. I know my family from Puerto Rico, I think they came to this museum. It'll be nice to go on the inside and see what it's about. It says open Thursday to Sunday, 11 in the morning till 5 o'clock. Nice. And then across the street is the Museum of the City of New York. And it's a museum that I've been to. Like I say, in the summertime, they host like a party with vinyl nights, and sometimes they shut down this street over here and they play like 90s hip hop. You know, I'm pretty old school, so I really love it. Here it is. They even got like a statue right here. And you can see the high-rise buildings in the back. But this is the Museum of the City of New York, and then they got this front entrance, and this is where they do like the party. And then it's open Monday to Friday, 10 in the morning till 5 o'clock, Saturday, Sunday, 10 to 6. Also, they open 7 days a week. That's really cool. And then Central Park, which they are renovating right here. But I think museums like this really represents, you know, for the community and for New York City. I like the architecture that they got going on. So if you guys have a chance, I recommend that you go to this museum. And I don't know, one day I'm gonna have to check out this one and recommend it for you guys. Couldn't leave East Harlem without having some food. And there is a spot inside here of La Marqueta called Cocotazo. I know it's a funny name because Cocotazo in Puerto Rico means like slap. I guess they call Cocotazo because the food is gonna slap you how good it is. But it's a nice spot, you know, little hole in the wall, but I've been here a couple of times and the food is good. And since I was freezing outside, they gave me a sancocho, like a vegan sancocho soup. And then I'll show you my food. So this food here is called coquillas, so it comes, you know, with plantains, potatoes, of course, pork. The plantains right here, arroz con gandules, or rice and peas, then veggies, you know, which is really good. So I'm out here with my food, and the owner gave me a sancocho because he saw that I was freezing. Shout out to her for caring for the customers, and for me, giving me this so I can warm myself up. So let's go in. Wow, this is really good. It tastes like back home. It's really hard to find a decent sancocho, Puerto Rican sancocho in New York, but this one, it's pretty authentic. It tastes like the other one's back home, so it's really good. And then I got this massive plate over here. Protein, potato, plantains. So I'm gonna take a piece of pork with rice and gandules. So got it right here. Taste it. Wow. This is so good. I think this is really good after I'm walking down for 2 hours filming East Harlem in the cold weather. Take a little bit more. Delicious. And then it comes with potato. This is the potato right here, so. It's good. And then of course, can't forget your greens, vegetables. So let's taste it. It's really good. And it seems like it's bad with, I don't know if it's like a fruity flavor, but this is really good, you know. Like I really don't eat vegetables that much, but you should. And this one, it tastes really good. It's like a starter for when you have a good meal with protein. So I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my meal and I'll catch you guys later. But that was the end of my video exploring this awesome neighborhood of East Harlem, AKA El Barrio, right here in the uptown area of Manhattan in New York City. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more. Be safe out there. Everybody, God bless y'all, and peace.